He is been described as a mystic, a saint, a sage, a seer, a thinker, a philosopher, an iconoclast, an ambassador of disbelief.
A very interesting fellow who's a bit hard to describe, although I'll endeavor to do so. His name is U.G. Krishnamurti, and he is not J. Krishnamurti.
He's not related to the spiritual leader, J. Krishnamurti. In fact, he repudiates him as one of the age's great phonies, along with all other guru figures, it must be said, from Freud the fraud to Buddha and Madame Blavatsky. And
he is an unusual man who appears to be living his words. He travels the world, but claims no disciples. He says he is not a teacher and is not out to liberate anybody. When asked to sum up his own teachings, he replied curtly, the phrase would be, I cannot help you.
La planète n'est pas en danger, c'est nous qui sommes en danger. Ces quelques phrases résument certains propos de UG, Upalari Gopala Krishnamurti.
Most likely they'll surprise you if they don't shock you. He speaks with conviction that comes out of personal experience and observation, and his views are quite different.
At the age of 49, he went through a profound mental and physical catharsis, a mini physiological atomic explosion, as he calls it, that left him, he later claimed, miraculously cleansed of all overimpositions of thought and culture. Since then, Yuji has lobbed cynical grenades at every citadel of authority and convention. For him, there are no gods, no guru, no religion, no striving, no solace, no redemption. For a person who says he has no questions and no answers to give, it is surprisingly easy to talk to him.
Well, Yuji, we are trying to do the impossible, making an interview with somebody who has nothing to say. At least it's what he says. Yet I feel, and everybody I've met, and you've been all around the world, we feel that you have something to say. What's your opinion about this idea that you have something to say?
You want an answer?
Yes, of course.
A straight answer?
Yes.
The noise that the coffee maker is making out
Yes.
will be far more useful to you than what will come out of this so-called interview.
And why is that so?
Because you are trying to make something out of this, which is no different from the voice that is coming out of the tea maker boiling water.
From an early age, Yu-ji was obsessed by two questions. What is enlightenment, and how can I achieve it? After having tried in all possible ways to get an answer to his questions, at the age of 49, he suddenly understood that it was his searching for an answer that kept him from reaching his goal.
I don't understand. Really, I try to understand, but he say you cannot understand because the instrument you use to understand is the intellect. Your intellect is conditioned, and so you cannot. But what I can do? Nothing. Closed. Finished. They say, all the time, bye-bye.
You tell me what is there to understand. You tell me.
The signification of life.
Huh?
The signification of life.
The significance of life.
Yes.
Huh?
At the end of my life, that is something interesting.
How long will it take to understand the significance and meaning of life? 80 years gone. Same question you will ask after another 20 years. I guarantee that. Until you stop asking that question. When that question is not there, you are dead. So that's the reason why you keep asking the question. You do not want the question to come to an end. When that comes to an end, there won't be anybody left there to find out the meaning, the purpose, and the significance of life.
Today we're going to be examining the concept of enlightenment, Why is it that people throughout the world, in almost every religious tradition and cultural tradition, pursue the notion of enlightenment? What is enlightenment? Is there such a thing? Is it possible to attain enlightenment? With me today is Mr. U.G. Krishnamurti. Welcome, U.G.
Thank you.
You've been described as a guru, you deny it. You've been described as a philosopher, you deny that. People often have referred to you as an enlightened being, and I know you're very uncomfortable with that. In fact, you told me earlier you're uncomfortable with the concept of being at all.
Yes. The freedom that I wanted, the very demand to be free, is not there anymore for me. It's not that I have found the answer for that. You see, there is no self to realize. I have spent 49 years of my life searching for the self. It is not there. So they can all go.
You keep on saying something which I'm battling with every now and then, as it's not there.
What is it that
it is there?
What is there? You tell me.
My frustration is concrete real. My sorrow is concrete real. And you just say it's not there.
Where is it?
It is there inside me.
You are just talking about
it is there.
Because it is not there, that vehemence is coming.
So it is there.
No, listen, you say that it is there, I say it is not there. That's the end of the conversation. Finish.
For you it is not there.
For you also it is not there.
It is there.
You are just talking about that nonsense.
It is there. You don't seem to understand what we are talking about.
I understand you.
No, I don't think so.
No.
You say there's no sorrow, there's no despair, there's no frustration.
Why the hell you are still trying to be free from that frustration?
That's what my whole tragedy is. I'm still trying to.
He would go into some kind of talk where everything gets electrified. The atmosphere gets just charged. And you don't know where you are, what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a phenomenon. Like something speaking with a voice from some nowhere. You have no idea.
I'm running up the stairs, and I found Yuji in his bed with his feet on one end of the bed and his head on the other in what's called the bow posture in the asana. I forgot the Sanskrit. And he is just, his body is completely in a form of tension like that. The moon is coming up, it's rising there. And I started talking to him. I said, Yuji, and the body relaxed, and he came, and I said, you have to come and look at the moon. And he sort of kind of reanimated himself, and he looked out at the moon, and just this look in his eyes. I had no idea what he was looking at. He said, is that the moon?
What about the notion of spiritual?
I am not interested in freeing anybody from anybody. You know, what they are interested in is some sort of a drug to put them to sleep. I am telling them all the time, look here, you are awake. This awakeness is something which you do not want. So you want to put yourself to sleep, and so all these techniques of meditation, the techniques of yoga, the techniques of breathing, God knows how many techniques the people in this country have come up with. They are all putting you to sleep, because why you don't want to stay awake? You are already awake. So the whole idea of bringing about this awakeness in you is so funny and so foolish and so idiotic that we all fall for this and buy all those things and try to awaken ourselves. Actually, we are putting ourselves to sleep because this awakeness is something that we don't want. They may say you are a cynic, you are an iconoclast, you are this, you are that. So many words they have in their vocabulary. They use to describe me and fit me into that framework and feel so good about it.
There's a movie in my head. That movie is seeking a last scene where the music soars before the last fade out, before the devotees walk away into the sunset with some treasure, some sparkling insight that will change our lives forever and make it more meaningful.
And I've always been told, ever since I was this high, that I should be like the great spiritual teachers. I tried so hard to be like them. It was through some strange luck and chance that something happened to me, and that hit me so hard that it was in the nature of an earthquake, shattered everything and threw all of them up. They were all flushed out of my system. And when once that happened, I found there was no UG there at all.